Donald Trump just endorsed crypto for the first time, and it's a pretty huge deal. Let me tell you why. At an event for Trump Card NFT holders, President Trump came out with a full-throated endorsement for crypto and attacked Biden's anti-crypto stance.
Biden doesn't even know what it is. If you ask Biden, sir, are you for or against crypto? What's that? What the? Get me off the stage. He's saying, get me off the stage. No, he has no idea. But look, Gensler is very much against it. The Democrats are very much against it. And I say this, a lot of people are very much for it, probably a lot of the people in this group, and I'm fine with it. I want to make sure it's good and solid and everything else, but I'm good with it.
Now, all right, good with it might not be the highest endorsement of crypto ever, but relative to the SEC under the Biden administration, it'd be a hell of a pivot. With SEC Chair Gary Gensler at the helm, the agency's attack on crypto has already been obvious. The SEC sent Wells notices and lawsuits to seemingly any company touching crypto, like Coinbase, Kraken, and most recently, Robinhood. And on top of that, they also issued a little-known rule called Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. And not a lot of people talked about it, but it's pretty important to undermining the industry in America. In fact, the founder of advocacy group The Digital Chamber, Perianne Boring, told us it pretty much makes crypto unworkable in the US.
So SOB 121 is a completely unworkable set of rules for custodians. What it basically says is if a custodian is going to hold digital assets on its balance sheet, they're considered a liability, and that they have to hold equal assets of something else. So if you have $1 million worth of Bitcoin on the balance sheet, you would also need to have $1 million worth of cash equivalent, something else, because they see it as that risky. No other industry or asset is subjected to these types of rules or these very significant custody reserve requirements. This clearly is holding the digital asset ecosystem to a very different standard. But more importantly, it's financially unworkable. You can't build a business with those types of requirements. And this has impacted many of the biggest custodians in the world to enter the digital asset ecosystem.
So SOB 121 is pretty bad for crypto in the US. But shockingly, it's not just crypto insiders anymore who are against it. This week, the House voted to strike down SOB 121 by a vote of 228 to 181. Shockingly, with 21 Democrats joining the majority of Republicans. Now, I say shockingly because right before the vote, President Biden came out and said even if the Senate were to pass the measure as well, he would veto it. And as we've covered before, crypto has never been more talked about in a presidential election. And arguably, a presidential election has never been more important for crypto. It seems like Donald Trump has finally realized that, drawing the line in the sand for 2024.